Hello, fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the year of 2015 General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This year we have several key movements taking place that say it is set to be an important year for you, a year when you are reconsidering who you are, what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment, and your place in the world. You add to this the fact that people are going to be playing a key role in your learning now and in your understanding of self. And it does look like your relationships, especially to all those people around you, regardless of your connections to them, are set to make changes. Where it is that those connections are genuine and strong and fill your life with love and happiness, they will be made stronger. And where it is that you come to realize that you've changed and you are ready to go in another direction, you will be able to acknowledge that and release what has been there with absolute love and gratitude. That's thanks to a few different things taking place in the sky that I think are going to be important themes for you this year. First, what we have happening is your ruling planet, Venus, going backwards. So Venus likes to go backwards, likes to go retrograde once every year and a half or so. And when she does, it does represent an important time for you in particular. It represents a time that has to do with not only the area of life that Venus is touching on, but because this is your ruling planet, reaches right to the heart of you, reaches right to elements of identity, understanding yourself differently. And when Venus goes retrograde, regardless of where she is in the sky or in your sky, you are in some way connecting your experiences in that area of life to self. What does this mean about me? What do I deserve to receive? Do I really love it? Key questions under Venus retrograde that become even more pronounced for you. Venus will be retrograding in the part of the sky for you that has to do with friendship and has to do with alliances as well. Alliances that you have with other people, groups that you belong to, memberships that you may hold as well. And it has to do with really the sort of groups that you identify with, that you consider yourself a part of. So this is going to be you rethinking your alliances, and in some cases officially, in some cases not so officially. What groups do you belong to? What feels right to you? Where is it that you are resonating with the message or the purpose or the way that the groups are evolving? And where is it that it isn't? Where is it that they've served their purpose? Your membership has served its purpose, or your alliance has served its purpose. And of course, there's a more immediacy to this as well, just in terms of friendships. How have your friends representing and reflecting who you are today? And where it is that you're ready for change, you will admit that to yourself. As I said, whatever Venus does doesn't only speak to that part of the sky that she's doing her thing, but goes a lot deeper for you to issues to identity. So this is also a time when old friends may come back into the picture, and I do think that in some cases it's going to be a very lovely reunion. In other cases it may start out lovely, but I think that very soon you may realize why it is that this friendship didn't last for some of you out there. You'll get to see how much you've changed, and maybe through your perception, this other person has not, that they are in a whole other place than you are today. But ultimately, it's all part of your learning. And I will say this, because I've seen it again and again. There is everything to be gained and nothing to be lost by taking that extra small step to bring things to a close with warm feelings, with grace. And I do think that graciousness is something that you know how to summon. And there is a way to understand that a person has served their purpose while allowing yourself to go in another direction, but still allowing a healthy sense of closure to take place. And I know that when you feel like, oh my God, I'm so done with this person, wow, they're in a whole other place that I don't want to be. I know that it's hard to take that little step, when you really don't want this person in your life. And at the end of the day, you are not beholden to anybody. I'm very much of the belief that at the end of the day, you know to whom you are responsible to. And it turns out it's usually very, very few people, if any, And so ultimately your highest aim is to be true to yourself and what it is you need and who you want around you. And at the same time, there are ways to bring to a healthy closure those alliances that you feel have served their purpose, to do so in love and light, to do so without creating any pain or undue karma that really isn't necessary, because ultimately your perceptions, what you see, really is about you. So Venus will enter shadow in June, retrograde late July into August, and be in shadow for most of September into October. So those are the months that you want to watch out for that are going to be really important. And all these lessons arising. Regular friends and fans know that I love talking about the shadow. It isn't just the retrograde that matters. In astrology circles, we think about retrogrades in a really big way, like, oh my God, there's retrograding, what's going to happen? It's all going to be a mess. And it needn't necessarily be that way. But I actually think that the retrograde allows us to go back over ground, celestial ground even, that arose. The issues that arise during the shadow are what we go back over during the retrograde and come to full resolution at the final shadow as well. And so this is something that you want to watch. It isn't just going to be those weeks that Venus is retrograde, but really the whole of the summer. Big lessons and big learning in the realm of love for all of us. And I will talk about that more in the love-focused horoscope for your sign. But also in terms of, for you, your friendships, your alliances, and also yourself and your identity. What we also have happening this year is Mercury retrograding in air signs. So this is really important for all air signs out there. A really important time. And it does suggest that you are rethinking what it is that you understand will bring a sense of fulfillment to your life, what it is that you understand is your place in the world and what you really believe and why, and who it is that you really are in that order. So Mercury will retrograde in, okay, so essentially including the shadow periods, because as I said, shadow really important. You are going to want to have a look at a video that I made all about Mercury retrograde, because that explains in depth why I emphasize the shadow so much. But we are looking at January and February. We are looking at May and June. And then we are looking at September and October. So those are the key time frames. September and October is speaking in your sign. So it is your sign that is being touched on. Mercury retrograding through your sign. This is you really rethinking who you are, what really matters to you in your heart of hearts, what's worth your attention and really what isn't. And I do think that, especially in the fall, represents such an important turning point for you, because this is going to be towards the end of the Venus cycle that I just spoke about. And so we've got this important phase for you in its final weeks while Mercury is doing this retrograde shadow in your sign. So walking through your sign 3 times. And while Mercury is doing this, you get to really integrate the lessons that will begin for you at the very beginning of the summer and get to understand exactly what it says about you and who you are and where it is that you are right now. But more importantly, what it is that you truly and really want. It is set to be an important year. People are going to play a huge part, really, in you coming to a deeper understanding of yourself, what you want, what you deserve as well, and who it is that you most would like to be next. And you're going to find that with that clarity, you're going to actually find that you understand who it is that you want to be. You can see that vision. You can see how you're growing in that direction. And before you know it, you are it, a version of yourself that I believe you'll like very much.